Welcome to the first episode of The Director's Chair, a series where I just turn on the camera, turn on the mic, and it's just, it's kind of like how a director initially shoots a film. You know what I mean? Just pointing the camera and just going. And I wanted the first episode to be about a movie that I liked. Or had like crazy, insane, wild, positive things to say. Like I don't know. I can't even think of anything. But yeah, those just haven't really come by. I wanted the first episode to be about Disclosure Day, but then I was very disappointed by Disclosure Day. I gave it a 3 out of 5, 6 out of 10. A little bit above average, but I don't know. It was a little all over the place. And then the last two movies that I've seen, I saw the new RuPaul movie, Stop That Train, and I just got back from the movie we're talking about today, The Furious, and I cannot say that I fully enjoyed either one for a myriad of reasons, but the one big one that really always was going to be the one that docked a lot of points. I gave Stop That Train a 2, and I gave The Furious a 2.5, is the incessant use of AI. That's right. I just recently, after walking out of The Furious, I finished The Furious. I didn't leave. I did not leave the theater. It really was a good story, and it's good to have like those old, not even really Bruce Lee, but like, those old kung fu movies, where there's a lot of action, a lot of silliness, a lot of refusal to die. It's great to have that back in the cinemas again, like it's the 1970s. But and this is something that I always used to like about the old Godzilla movies, even like when I was a kid growing up and watching him fight, Mecha Godzilla and Mothra and things like that, was and growing up, you can see, got the Cubs hat on, Indiana Fever. I'm from the Chicagoland area, but I actually am from Gary, Indiana. But either way, growing up in the Chicagoland area, I watched a lot of those movies on Svengoolie. And something that Svengoolie always did, of course, because it was on cable television, was show the English dub version. And it was dubbed over the actors while the actors were still shown on camera speaking Japanese. But that was not really the case with The Furious. It was the case with The Furious. Because, I guess kind of spoilers ahead. Is this really a spoiler for The Furious? The father is mute in the movie. Like, the main protagonist, whatever, is mute. So there's 3 languages used in the movie. There's Chinese, English, and sign language. Which everybody just magically seems to know, but that's just part of the... I just kind of wrote that off as like part of the absurdity and the silliness of it all, is that everybody just kind of knows what's going on. But anyways, in those scenes where English is being spoken, there are a lot of scenes where you can tell that the scene was shot in another language. The person is speaking another language while English is being shown on the screen. And that would be all fine and dandy if they didn't use AI to make it look like the person's lips are moving in English. Like the original scene was shot with the person speaking China. I assume it's Chinese because it's the Chinese mute and all that stuff. It said somewhere in Southeast Asia, but you know what I mean. I'm just assuming it's Chinese. And the scene is shot in Chinese. The person is speaking Chinese. The original footage of the scene has a person speaking Chinese, but then AI is used to make it look like they're speaking English. And I think, obviously the use of AI just takes everything away from that. I mean, that is it's what the kids call slop, and what is, a word that is probably very much excessively used these days. I mean, come on. Everything is considered slop these days. I mean, how many games are going to just be labeled this slop, like friend slop? Oh, it's just slop. It's slop. It's slop. Everything is slop. No, the AI shit like this, and AI shit like the whole fucking train in the RuPaul movie being generated by AI. That's slop, and it's and if you haven't caught on by now, this is really going to be less talking about the Furious and more talking about keeping AI the fuck out of cinema. I changed my Letterboxd bio to that after leaving the theater, after finishing the Furious, because I mean, there just doesn't really seem to be a purpose for it. I mean, I haven't watched The Brutalist yet, but I can't imagine I'm going to be giving that anything higher than a 3, just based on the AI use in the film. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that shouldn't be used that way in cinema. I don't know. I don't know. I think it just really doesn't have that much of a place in the creation of cinema. I mean, I like the use of, you could say that I'm picking and choosing, whatever. When the Beatles used AI in Now and Then, when it cleaned up John Lennon's vocals so that it was finally, able to be presentable. There was nothing generated with AI. You know what I mean? Like they generated, somebody's lips moving to be moving in English for the Furious. They generated the whole entire fucking train in Stop That Train, the RuPaul movie. The Beatles and Peter Jackson and whatever, they didn't do anything like that. They didn't generate or create anything using AI. That, I guess, is a little can be understandable. Shit like the Furious just can't, in my mind at least. But I don't know. I wanted to use the director's chair to really kind of discuss a film that I saw recently and kind of give my thoughts on it. And I guess I kind of did that here, but I feel like I kind of killed two birds with one stone here, kind of making a little hit piece on generative AI, which I always love to do. Fuck AI, keep that shit out of my films. And I guess let me know what you think down in the comments as you do. All right. See ya.